Let's go. Let's go. We got an amazing show for you today. I got my boys. I got JSU. I got Big T. I just got like the best news ever in the history of the world from Tony. We don't have to say anything about it, but you know, the shop is full. The shop is full right now. If you want your Run Pure gear, I highly recommend you run over to the shop.
Hey, look at that. Isn't that just, I mean, I know it's going into winter or summer now, but I mean, that thing's glossy, the all white.
Yeah, it's
me and JSU love the old ones. The all white's even better.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that would be better is JSU having one in his hands.
Holden's getting the first one. I'm not even putting it on my own head. Holden's getting it first.
This is bullshit. I don't ask for anything. I don't ask for anything, Holden.
After Holden gets one, you can have one. Holden's got to have it on his head for a show, though.
I don't even want polos. I don't want sweatshirts. I don't want T-shirts. The only thing I ask for is a damn hoodie whenever we get a new one. That's all I ask for in my contract.
A hoodie?
That's what it says.
Oh, we got a hoodie? Look at the new hoodie. Oh, with the Jumpman. Look at that, JSU.
You need a new Jumpman hoodie?
Hey, that's...
I got a few of those. So
you just said all I need is a hoodie. That's what he said.
All I need is a beanie, not a hoodie.
No, you said hoodie.
You said hoodie.
All I need is a beanie.
Now you need a beanie.
That's all I need.
All right, he needs a beanie too. Send him an extra small.
What about a new
I
golf
cover this.
polo?
I gotta cover this head. Where's Jimmy at?
Look golf.
Golf polo.
Oh, runpuresports.com. Get the gear. Runpuresports.com.
My haircut with
I got a haircut too from my hot lesbian.
Lesbian.
Oh, I told you last time I got a haircut by a hot lesbian.
Oh, I thought you meant your lady was you were expanding a little bit or something.
I think she's curious, but I'm just saying. She's beautiful. This hot lesbian, no sexual tension whatsoever. Talks about muff diving. It's the best. You
guys share notes?
Soft hands.
No, we haven't shared notes yet. That's a good.
Holden, she has soft hands.
She does have soft hands.
Soft hands. I mean,
soft hands. A lot of ink. So now I understand why women go to gay hairdressers. There's no tension. Great conversation. It's a wonderful thing. You went to the barber shop, I'm sure, JSU. You went to the barber shop. 2 hours?
Called me.
2 hours?
Called me. It was about an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah. He called me. I had to call him right back. But, there was a lot of good talk at the shop. And my guy Jason hooks it up. Land Boys Barbershop. Check him out.
Everybody gets a haircut today. So all of us got haircuts today, not knowing? I mean, that's...
Yes, you got it yesterday.
Oh, all right. Looking good, JSU.
You got a haircut, Holden?
Huh?
Let me see those sides.
Yeah, nobody can ever tell.
I mean, did they cut any of it? Did you have to pay for that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Paid a hearty amount.
The soft hands, Tony. He paid for the tatted up soft hands. That's what
I just want to know if JSU realizes there's a picture of his own mug behind his head. Like that'd be like JSU hanging a poster of himself right behind him. Like I see your mug and then your mug.
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah,
you said JSU.
Their own mug behind their own
head. Look.
Like
now you could just see Mike Trout.
Yeah, that's better now. I see Trout. I like that.
Right, but now this you don't like.
Well, I can't see you twice. It's enough to see you
once. This no.
Yeah, I mean two Holdens.
Yes. No.
I've just have started to love one Holden. I'm all in on the one Holden. I don't know about two.
You know what, Tony? Since you made my day,
settle down.
He scoots it down.
Since you made my day, it's gonna go behind me. You made my day. Okay. It took me a long time, but you finally did it. JSU and I were having a little conversation for this. And by the way, we're going to get you the winners for NBA. Don't worry about it.
Yes, it was an hour and a half chair sit, but there's a lot of talk that goes on at the shop. Me and my guy, we talk everything. We talk sports, we talk life, talk what's going on. And it's just, it's a good time. You got to kind of have a good time with it.
Not into that, Jake, but I'm telling you, she might be the one that could convince me. Anyways, JSU was talking about this before the show, and I had seen it too. There's a young lady, I guess she was in high school with a gigantic hammer chasing after some other girls with pepper spray. And you asked
the question. My tweet.
Huh?
I sent that tweet.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you said JSU, I thought.
Well, JSU and I were talking about it.
Yeah, would you rather have the hammer or the spray?
Here's the deal.
I have a question. What am I doing? Am I
one-on-one? Like we're going in there and you get the spray or the hammer.
You're not listening to me. Am I trying to fight you or am I trying to defend to get away? Because if I'm trying to defend to get away, I'll just spray you from a distance and then I'll run.
I mean, if you're going to get away, you're going to run away from me anyways. We're in a ring and you got to have one or the other.
You need the hammer. I've taken pepper spray before. Are you kidding? I mean, no. I don't.
It was like a little bitty hammer, though. It wasn't exactly a powerhouse hammer.
I mean, I won't say it pepper spray is nothing because it is definitely something. But like, yeah, give me the hammer. Like, give me the damn hammer.
Yeah,
especially
you know why?
If I'm going up against someone your size, Tony. I want
to throw it.
I want the hammer.
You could throw the hammer, and then if you miss,
yeah, but what if you miss?
You bolt. You're out of there, man. You run as fast as possible. But if that hammer hits,
you just said that we're in the ring.
Well, again, I'm running out of the ring. I don't give a shit. My hammer misses. I'm out, dude. I'm
Tony,
out.
Is it the small octagon or is it like the bigger size octagon? What are we doing here?
I definitely wouldn't throw it at him though, because then if you miss, they're gonna pick it up and have the hammer and the spray.
Yeah, but if you hit
terrible
him,
ideas.
fucked. Like you get hit with a hammer, you're at least losing your breath. I mean, in the chest.
But Holden, you better hit him in the right spot, and you probably are not going to have perfect aim when you throw that thing. Like,
why would you say such a thing?
I don't know. I mean, maybe
I don't know either.
Holden.
So I'd throw the hammer, climb up the octagon fence, get on the other side, and hope that they couldn't do it. Here's the other thing about pepper spray, dude. That if the wind's blowing the wrong way, you're going to get it in your face. But you have been pepper sprayed. I've been pepper sprayed. You ever been pepper sprayed, Tony?
It's not fun.
I have definitely not been.
Oh, cops. I was in a riot.
How'd you guys get pepper sprayed? What are you doing?
Right,
Mine was actually the wind. Mine was actually the wind the other way, Tony. My brother thought he was being funny. He thought he was being funny, and it was a little wind. He wanted to spray it. He got it for his girlfriend at the time, and he was going to give it to her. And he just wanted to, spray it, make sure, whatever. And friggin' hits me right in the face. Like I walk right into, because he like sprayed and the wind just took it and hit me right in the face. It was not fun.
And I was in a riot at Southern Illinois University. It's called Taking the Strip. Anybody watching now that's familiar with Carbondale, Illinois?
In there, but I don't know if it's the same strip.
Well, we've taken other strips. This was the strip of bars, and we tried to rock a semi over, and the words F
the rock a semi.
Yeah, F the pigs was going on. It was a horrible scene. It was right after the Rodney King thing, and then the cops just came up and started pepper spraying all of us, just taking us out. I got it on my mouth. I couldn't feel my mouth. Like I felt my mouth, but then it was numb for like hours after. It was a horrible, horrible scene. It hurts very badly. So I still would rather be pepper sprayed than take a hammer to the face, though. It's just what I'm saying.
Maybe the story is you shouldn't be at riots or whatever the hell you were.
I mean, that was fun. I'll tell you this much. It was a lot of fun, dude. It was a fucking blast, man. Penny pitchers, taking a whole bunch of stuff out. It's just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Like button would be great for us.
Calvin, you got it in your mouth.
What did I mean, it was pepper spray, dude. Settle down. Everybody settle down.
All right, we're not judging here, Holden. No judgment.
You are, but that's fine.
I'm judging.
You're judging. You're 100% judging. Yeah, I knew it. See, I knew he was judging.
100%. All right, fair. I'm judging too. Let's be
real.
Everybody's judging right now. It's too bad.
I mean, I got Holden in a good mood today with getting it taken care of for him. He's very happy today.
I gotta tell you, man, seeing this lesbian hairdresser, she put me in a good mood, man. She's fun. She's great.
She's fun.
She's fun.
Then I got a question.
Yeah.
There's two things here. One, your kids aren't around, right? I assume.
And my girlfriend just left the house.
Okay, so your girlfriend. So you're whispering. Does she watch the shows ever?
No, she now knows not to, because one time we were talking about just some horrible stuff, and she's like, "Did you really mean that?" And I was like, "Of course not. Of course I wouldn't mean anything like that, even though I did."
So she says she doesn't watch the show, but she's probably listening to you right
now.
Probably
watches even more now.
No,
yeah.
No, she does not want to listen anymore. Trust me. Those days are over. The best was when her mom listened one day, and she's like, "This is what your boyfriend does," and she's like, "Yeah." And that didn't go well either. But I got
called a boyfriend. That's good for you. I mean, that's good scouting.
Yeah, good.
I told my mom if she ever sees Holden on a graphic to just close it out.
Also smart.
I let her know before. So
oh, it's the end of it. That's wonderful. Let's talk some basketball here before we get into the slate. The Nuggets are now the favorite to win it all. The Sixers go take out Boston last night. We got a 3-1 lead for the Hicks. I'm such the Hicks. The Heat at the Knicks, and then the Lakers at the Warriors. And LA's up 3-1. Be great if there was like the Indiana Hicks instead of the Pacers. It'd just be wonderful. But Tony, the Nuggets up 3-2. They're going to finish it in Phoenix tomorrow, or is this thing going 7 where the Suns are going to get crushed in Denver?
Yeah, I mean, they look good. They had a chance to win. They had a chance to win game 4 in Phoenix, too. Booker went off. Nuggets just good, man. Yoke is incredible. And like we always say, the role players played much better at home. Bruce Brown was great. KCP was great. I mean, obviously, MPJ was good in the first half. Jamal got hot in the second half. I mean, they're just good. And Yoke is unguardable. He's just embarrassing this team. And I don't really think they have an answer. Phoenix actually even played him pretty tough yesterday, and the dude still just got an easy, 70 or whatever he got, fantasy points. It's just incredible. We talked about it yesterday on the premium, but AD's been incredible. His ceiling might be slightly higher than Yoke's, but, man, his floor is the ground, and Yoke's floor is 65 fantasy points right now. So, I mean, he's just absurd. So I like the Nuggets' chances. Bad part is the team I've been worried about is the Lakers. Just AD is just – he's tough. He's a handful. I will say that. I mean, my people, though, Adam and these guys, the Nuggets guys, they're not very worried about the Lakers. So I don't know. I feel good.
Worried about the Suns.
The good part is if you make it to the Western Finals and you lose to AD and LeBron, I'll go to the Giannis line. It's not a big letdown if you do that, unless you get swept or something. That's different. But if you go 6 or 7 against LeBron and AD and you somehow lose, that's a successful season to me. And some people might not like that, but it is to me.
Weren't you worried a little bit about the Suns though? You're like,
oh, I mean, I was until CP went down, and I knew that the little lefty was going to start playing, and they just don't have anybody.
To be fair, he did pick Denver in the series before the series started. I was on the show with him. He did pick him. There was a little worry in his voice, but that was more just he still picked Denver. So let's not
Denver
take away
I
from
bet
it.
Denver every game.
Yeah.
I mean, Boston's the series, and the Knicks. I like the Knicks too, so I was wrong about plenty, but Nuggets have treated me right. Lakers have treated me right.
I love how you're just saying you're wrong before the series is even
over.
I
mean, the Knicks are definitely done as we get into it. I mean,
they
suck.
Yeah, they're done. I mean, whether they're done today or they're done next game, they're done. Story. Yeah, for sure. But
who is it? Riles Golf Pro. Yeah, I just got a text from my kid's school. Shelter, tornado, and hail. So whatever. If I fall off, it's just a tornado. Don't worry about it. It'll be the third one I've been in. Tornado is totally overrated unless they're F5s. Don't worry about them. F4 is pretty bad too. F4, F5, but this is like an F2. I'm not even getting off the air. We'll be just fine. So we got that side of things. And then what the hell happened with Boston, JSU? Like, seriously, what is going on here?
So Boston was the team. I don't run from anything. Boston was the team coming into the playoffs. I was definitely the most confident in, especially in the East for sure. And they just played the worst. I think that was the worst game they've played in 2 years of watching this team play. Might have been the worst game in 2 years. I mean, Embiid just got to his spots whenever he wanted to. He had that free throw line jumper. It felt like it was every other play. He was getting to his spot and just nailing that thing. The Sixers, everything was rolling in. They looked really good. Tyrese Maxey looked good in the first quarter. He was on fire. Tobias had it going on early. That's the stuff. Like, when you're Boston and you're playing a team like Philly, you can't let Embiid, Harden, and Maxey and Harris have good games. Like, that's when you know you're just in trouble, when all 4 of their best players are just getting whatever they want. Tobias is getting offensive rebounds and putbacks. Maxey's hitting open threes. Harden and Embiid getting to their spots. fouls and stuff like that. But yeah, Boston was awful. Jaylen Brown has faded so hard the last 2 games. In my opinion, Jaylen Brown is one of the main reasons why Boston is where they are, down 3-2 now. And, going into the next game, ready to be eliminated if they lose that next game. I think Jaylen Brown has a ton to do. The last game, I guess, is just the whole team's fault. Al Horford thinks he's Reggie Miller. But like the game before, Jaylen Brown was on fire in the first quarter and then had this like little foul trouble stuff. It probably slowed him down a little. In the fourth quarter, in overtime, he took like 1 shot. Think about that, Holden. Like, you're Jaylen Brown. You're the second best player on your team. Maybe the first, as a lot of people are saying. You can't take 1 shot. You can't hide in the corner and let Marcus Smart and Brogdon and Tatum and these other guys get the ball. And then you say after the game, well, maybe I should have been more aggressive. Maybe you should have been. Come on. Like, what are we talking about here? It's the fourth quarter in overtime. So everyone forgets about that because that was a really close game that could have went either way. Philadelphia winning it. He also made a horrible play. And Tony, I know you talked about it. I think you said it on Twitter, going to double Embiid 2 games ago at the end and leaving Harden in the corner. In my eyes, Jaylen Brown has been the reason the Celtics have been so bad. He has went away. He's just faded the last 2 games. Nothing. And yes, there's other people that are to blame, obviously, but he is the best or second best player on that team. Like I see everyone saying, well, he's got to play like it, and he hasn't to this point. He's made huge mistakes, and it's going to cost them here. Harden's already beat them down once without Embiid and once with Embiid. You can't lose those games like that. That's just going to kill them. But the good thing about Boston is they couldn't hit any threes. They were awful from behind the 3-point line yesterday. We all know they can get hot. So they're not out. They're not dead as much as Tony wants to just say they suck and I was wrong and they're probably dead. They're not dead. But
no.
It does stink because it looks like, I could be really, really wrong, obviously, if they end up losing to the Sixers in 6. But at the same time, that was just a horrible performance. I don't know what else to say. I was definitely wrong about last night. Move on, and hopefully in Game 6, they make it a little tougher on some of these other guys. I mean, Embiid's going to score. You leave him one-on-one on the block, he's going to score. You give him the free throw line jumper. It's the other guys that you can't let win, or vice versa. You got to slow Embiid down and make the other guys beat you.
JSU, real quick, weren't the Celtics down 3-2 to the Bucks last year?
Holden, I think they're still going to come back, but
it's fine. Like this is the thing.
He said, "I still think they're going to come back."
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you. Like
just because Tony lost conviction.
Talk me on the other side of you guys.
Okay, just because Tony lost conviction, that doesn't mean that I lost conviction. That's fine. He didn't lose conviction when the Suns took two games from him. Tony's strong in certain conviction, and others. He goes the opposite way after he gets beaten down too much. That's okay with me. All I'm going to say is the Celtics had 2 chances to win 2 close games. They lost them both to Philly. They should have won at least one of them. Tony's opinion would be flipped if they did. They still have a chance at winning just because he watched the worst game they've played in the playoffs
the whole
in
series.
2 years.
They haven't been better the whole
but
series.
You're focusing on that game, and you're focusing on the 2 losses where they could have easily won the games and made clear errors at the end to lose the game.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
they've outplayed them. One of the games they've outplayed them.
That's fair.
I mean, listen, you win Game 6, you come back to win Game 7. We see it 2 times in the playoffs.
I mean, last year,
hold on, timeout.
But they could also win Game 6 and then lose Game 7. We just saw that. I mean, they could have lost to Miami last year.
I'm not
anti-Sixers.
I'm just saying, there's a legit shot Boston can still win.
Wait a second.
Not anti-Sixers.
Timeout. Wait a second. You are not anti-Sixers. You just picked them. You said chalk me up on the other side. Get out of here.
Ball sack.
No, you're not
ball sack is what they suck.
You're not anti-Sixers.
Yes, I am anti-Sixers.
Tony,
I'm taking the heat.
Will you let me speak, or are you going to keep interrupting?
Because I'm anti-Sixers. I don't want you saying I'm not. I am.
Because you're lying to the people right now. You're anti-Embiid winning the MVP.
And I'm anti-Sixers. I hate the Sixers.
Well,
I think
Embiid shouldn't be the MVP. He's not the MVP. They gave it to him because they felt bad.
Dude,
he cried for 2 years.
47 times going to the hoop, he falls. He just falls every time.
My favorite, Tony, is when he lunges forward to draw.
And just falls. And then he gets every call. And Jokic never gets those calls. I don't care what anyone says. It's so annoying.
But then Jokic does the little stuff that drives me nuts, like when he's in the huddle being a dick, and then KD just gives him a little tap and he falls backwards. Like, I'll give it the other way. Like, I hate that stuff. Like, that stuff drives me nuts too. It's like, come on, Jokic, you're friggin' 300 pounds. KD can't move. I mean, KD couldn't move Holden like that. Like, there's no way he's moving Jokic like that.
Probably could, but I still like him.
I mean, this is very sharp from Butthole Jenkins. JSU, please let Big T talk. I agree with Butthole, like usual.
Shocker.
I mean, at least you got a guy named Butthole on your side. You know, you got that going.
I'm all for that. I'm good with it.
I actually like Butthole too, but I mean,
he bully ball Joker. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Did you see what Embiid did to Joker? Yes, one time. I saw.
I love that everyone goes back to the one game too. Like,
and then he fucking puts down the second one.
Embiid is a great player. Like, you're telling me he can't? He did whoop Jokic that one game. Well, congratulations.
Way to go. Way to go. And listen,
I remember when Jokic struggled with Ayton. Yeah, I remember some games where Jokic struggled with Ayton back in the not this year, obviously, but last couple
missed
years.
Like 16 games. He's the MVP, and I love Embiid. He's a Kansas guy. I love Kansas, but come on, man. Relax on the Embiid. Relax on the freaking one game.
I, for one, am stunned that the dude with the Philly logo and his name is Phila says 76ers are winning the title. I mean, I'm
with
stunned.
Embiid bend over because he probably has a hangnail or something.
There's no way Philly's beating Miami. They're not going to be able to score on Miami.
No, Miami's going to win that series.
Miami might just mess around and win the whole thing. They just play such good basketball.
Jimmy, the real alpha of the NBA, out of everybody.
Sometimes it does help when you got one dude that's just straight alpha, though, that just get on my back. Everyone else hit a shot when you're open. Rebound, play defense.
I thought your boy LeBron was the alpha. I thought he was.
He's friggin' 20 years into his career. He's still plenty alpha.
Doesn't shoot as hard as he used to, JSU. Jimmy's very virile.
There is no way at any point in LeBron's career was he as alpha as Jimmy Butler is. Jimmy Butler is friggin' alpha.
Now you're just trying to tilt me.
He's not alpha. He's greater than Jimmy Butler. You're mixing the two up.
There's been plenty of times he was way more alpha.
Great point. Not the alpha that Jimmy is, because LeBron would actually pass it, even if he should have passed it. Jimmy would be like, fuck it, I shouldn't shoot it, but I'm going to anyways.
Shoved it up John's ass. He was plenty alpha shoving it up his ass that
Jimmy's a great passer. What are you talking about?
But he doesn't have to. He's just like, screw it, I'm going to take the shot. I'm not going to pass it so somebody else can take it. I'm taking the fucking shot, whether it's good or bad. It doesn't matter.
LeBron's not oh, God.
I didn't say he's not alpha. I said he's not as alpha as Jimmy. I mean, it's just not.
Jesus. Whew.
Jimmy is the best. You're right, Bryce Moss.
He's not as alpha as Kobe. Not as alpha as MJ. Never will be. Just take that he's greater maybe than them.
I know one thing about him. He's destroyed Boston is all I know.
Well, here's what I can't wait. The Heat, who had no shot coming in, versus the Lakers, who shouldn't have even been in the playoffs. I mean, what an amazing.
I wonder, like, how the Lakers were able. I should pull their roster up from mid.
Timeout. We're giving this man some gear.
He doesn't even have a logo.
Johnny's
get out of here, Johnny.
He doesn't even have a logo.
Get him off of here. Get that guy out of here. Come on.
If you're a member, I'm getting you some gear. So if you're a member, hit me up in Discord. I'm getting you
get yourself gear. You can't even get a hoodie.
I'm messaging Amber. I, Holden, actually have her number, so I can just text her whenever.
I don't need her number. I have Jess's number.
I don't know who Jess is.
It's just my hairdresser.
You have fun with that one, Holden.
Yeah, I'll try. It won't work, but I'll try. Anyways,
back up here though.
What? Yeah, get him
Did you
out of
just
here.
put that back on the screen?
Get that out of here.
I'm sorry,
Johnny. Get it out of here.
I couldn't help myself.
God.
But in all seriousness, how the hell did it's like AD and LeBron were just like, we're just gonna miss the season. Hopefully the other guys can get us in the playing game.
Get it though.
And then we'll win it all.
So what were these deals? Like I know obviously where they ended up, but I want to look back. Like what?
What deals?
What were these deals? Like how did they get these dudes? Like what were the exact deals?
You talking about the Lakers?
Yeah, like what? I want to pull up these deals.
I mean, they robbed them. What do you mean? What were the deals?
I want to see like the exact ones though. Like how they
said,
get
here. Do you guys want to have a chance at a title? Here you go. Here's some good players. Good luck. We'll take a bag of crap. Come on.
So they get crap. So this one they gave up Westbrook, Toscana Anderson, Damian Jones, a first round pick that means nothing, and they got back D'Lo, Beasley, and Vanderbilt. So they get 2 starters there. Plus Beasley hasn't really worked out, but you never know. He might win them a game at some point shooting the ball like we've seen from either way. They freaking give up Westbrook and get back 3 people that can play for you. And then who'd they get back in the Beverly deal? Who was the
And on top of it, Tony, that's not just what they gave up. They gave up a dude who doesn't fit their team to get guys who fit what they needed. That's the most important thing of what you're talking about. People can say whatever they want about Westbrook. Oh, Westbrook's the better player, whatever. He wasn't the better player with the Lakers than what these 3 are giving them. That's the difference.
Yeah. I mean, and guys like Vanderbilt and Rui, I mean, they still got Mo Bambas on the bench too that not playing, but he's at least like playable, an NBA playable guy. Yeah, JSU on his 9th coffee of the day, Patrick Rice.
What you got there, JSU?
Was that the last one, Pat for Mo Bamba? I don't know. However they got it, I'm blown away.
Is Mo Bamba still being ruled out every game, Tony?
I don't know. That's where Holden comes in to give us that news.
Don't worry, Joel Embiid's questionable, so that's good news.
He's gonna play.
What the fuck? Why do they even bother with that?
I don't understand it either. Like it's
dumb.
I mean, I will say that's silly, but like that's got to be them, right? That's not like him. Like he's not like
the only team that like actually follows through is the Heat. Like Jimmy will just randomly sit here and there when he's questionable. Yeah. He'll just sit out.
No, I mean Embiid's injury is an actual injury though. Like most people are out; they're not playing right now, so we got to at least give him credit for that.
I'm not giving him shit.
See, Philly fans don't even know what to fight Embiid for. Like the dude's playing injured, like right now. That should be your biggest case right now. Instead, you're just like, oh well, no. The Embiid is playing like friggin' hurt. That's what you guys should be talking about right now. He's still not better than Jokic, but you know.
Mo Bamba,
I give him credit for playing.
Questionable for life. Mo Bamba. We're ready to get into slate, boys. Give the people what they came for. I think we finally got to the number of people there. Hit the like button. Tommy David Walker. Settle down, Tommy. Settle down, buddy. And you know, we're just trying to win a DFS, pal. We're not trying to have a civil war over here. All right. Everything's good.
Always my favorite when LeBron comes up. People always like Tommy come in with. We can't ever just look at sports like sport. We're here for sports.
Yeah,
we are here for sports.
Winning money.
And we're here to argue with each other about sports, not the other stuff. You know, it is unfortunate that you can't just say shit and let it go past people, but people won't let it go. So let's just.
And we would do it too. We would get in there.
It's just
go down that alley.
Tommy, it's just not the time we live in, unfortunately. So it's unfortunate.
Ooh, we got some tornado weather, boys. Sky is green.
You said you weren't worried, but you keep circling back to it. I think you might secretly be a little concerned.
I want to. If there's a funnel, then
Holden,
I'm definitely going downstairs.
Here for you.
It's Holden's day. Like it's his day.
What is going on here?
It's a good day.
Terry Niehaus.
Here comes the hail. Do you hear that?
You can see out the window now. Like you got a good view of the outside.
Oh, I got 2 windows. I got fucking views.
I wish we could see like your side view right now. Like if we could just see what you're looking.
You hear that?
No, but I want to see it. Turn your camera.
Just tons of hail just
turn your
crashing.
camera. Let's see what you're working
Hold on,
with
let me
there.
get my mic over there. See if you can hear the hail.
I want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Turn your camera. What?
You can't see the hail.
The mic? What am I going to listen to?
I don't want that in my ear, anyways.
That's Jimmy Butler driving down the lane. CW.
That's not a tornado. That's Jimmy. All right, boys.
Then in other news, we got Kurt talking about EuroLeague on Twitter again. Like, come on.
What's
come
that?
on.
What are we? Let me just say something. What are we doing with Kurt as a host? What are we doing here?
I thought he did pretty good yesterday.
Really?
I mean, he just needs some talent with him to help him get through it. I mean, he went an hour and 15. I will say I had to back him up a few times yesterday though, on the show. We're having a full conversation like we are now, and he tried to like speed us along. I think I got to the root of the 45-minute show issue. They move it along too quick. You got to let it matriculate a little bit. I think he started to figure it out towards the end. He's improving.
All right.
Take
shelter.
I mean, I like Kurt. I think he's funny. I think he makes me laugh. I do think at times he gets a little fast. You know, he's got to take it down about 6 notches, maybe.
It's fine to talk about sex, but not the farts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We don't need
you don't need to talk about farting.
Yeah, no farting.
I will say when Holden's critiquing the sex talk, you're in a
No,
little
I said
trouble.
the sex is good. The sex is good. It's the farts.
Okay,
I
but
think everyone would rather hear about sex than farts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody would like to hear about that.
Kevin wouldn't like to hear any of it, but that's why we do some of it, just because Kate Alex watching.
All right, guys. Knicks hosting the Heat. Knicks down 3-1. Lakers up 3-1 over the Warriors in Golden State tonight. We'll go game by game. JSU, as always, I'll hand it off to you. Is it the Jimmy show again? Is he an auto lock? What do we do with Jimmy to start? And then let's run down the Heat.
All right. So this game, last game out, Bam Adebayo was like one of the bigger factors in the game. He really showed up. He's been solid the last couple games, but he had a huge game. Kind of like his last game with Milwaukee, where he was really, really good. And he's 7,600. I think that he might be another solid play again, but the question is Jimmy or not. And the answer is, I don't know how we don't look at Jimmy. I mean, he's a great play again. This game, I think New York at least gives a fight in this game. I don't know if I don't think they win. I think Miami ends up winning, but I do think this game is going to be close. Games at home in New York. So for DFS, I'm going to like Jimmy Butler. I'm going to like Bam Adebayo, these guys in the first game. And I think I like this first game a little bit more than the second game we'll get to talking to in a second. But for me, definitely, I want to be heavier on this side. Now, Kyle Lowry's starting to get some solid run, 25 and 26 minutes his last 2 games. He's 5,300. Gabe Vincent, he's had bad shooting games the last 2 games, starting to lose some run as well. I think those 2 things might have a little factor, play a little factor into it. But also, Kyle Lowry has probably more experience, right? So they go with the more experienced guy a little bit. But that's just something interesting to me. Lowry's been good. I don't know if I'm going to play either of them. Max Struss is finally starting to hit some jumpers the last 3 games. He's hit 3 and 4 threes his last 3 games, taken 7 and 10 his last 3. So that's another encouraging sign, but I can never pay like $5K for Max Struss. I can't physically do it. Kevin Love doesn't get enough minutes, I think, for him to produce. Same thing with like Caleb Martin to me right now. I don't know. He gets like low 20s to mid 20s minutes. He's 4,200. At least he's cheap, but I don't think he's going to get much higher if they're going to lean on Struss and Lowry and those type of guys. So I think for me, the Miami side is probably more the 2 studs. And then the Knicks, I can probably find some more value from the Knicks side. So this is where I'll probably come for my mid-tier value. And it'll be interesting to see if they go back to Grimes and run with him, because they went from playing him, 26 and 22 minutes the 2 games ago to this past game starting him and him playing 42 minutes and barely coming off the floor. So if he starts, he's 4,400, and I just don't know how you don't play him if he's going to play 40 minutes again, which it seems like they'll run him into the ground. And for the Knicks, I think they got to go to a 7-man rotation, which I think Tibbs might just try and do, and run these dudes into the ground. I think Mitch Rob, I think their best chance, honestly, is for them to go small, which means either pushing out Hartenstein or playing Mitch Rob less and playing some Randall at the 5 and trying that with Hart and Barrett, Grimes, 2, 3, 4 with Brunson. I think that's their best team. And I think it gives them, I know Bam will have a way easier matchup. Definitely helps Bam if they did that, but I think that's their best chance to win. I don't know. I feel like Tibbs is just going to run these dudes in, though, like he always does. And if that's the case, how don't you like most of these Knicks starters? They're just going to play a ton of minutes here. So for me, game 1, I want to be heavy on this game for sure.
You hear that? You still can't hear it, can you?
Oh, we can hear it.
We're just not as interested as you in the sound.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave the sound up. Listen, though,
you're going to lose Uncle T's attention. He doesn't have
if there's a tornado, span. I will stay on if there's a tornado, okay? Don't worry about it.
You're not getting no tornado.
I mean, it's a warning. They're not letting the kids out of school, you know? Mangone's the one that needs to be worried. It's coming toward you, Mangone.
School at 3:30. They got them locked up.
They got them locked up till for another 2 minutes. Yeah. All right. So Tony,
another 2 minutes. Yeah. 2 minutes is the number.
They said 3:30 was it, and then I just got a text. We're keeping the kids inside, so you got to wait out in the bad weather. Screw that. My ex-wife's getting them. I don't give a shit what happens. Anyways, Heat and Knicks, Tony. What do you got for us?
Save that clip forever for when those kids get bigger. I'll tell you that right now. Oh boy.
But yeah, full disclosure, I've had a pretty good feel the last week or two of these playoffs. I always like as the playoffs get going, but the one of the hardest reads for me is these 3-1 series where it goes back, especially the Knicks, where I feel like they're done for sure, but I think they play hard tonight. I agree with JSU. I don't have a ton of conviction on the game. I'm going to bet it because I've bet everything all through the playoffs here, and I like betting these games. But I think I'll bet Miami again. I don't have a ton of conviction tonight, though. I think they close them out. I do think the Knicks play solid, though, which means we need to target these guys because they just have to play. And I think you got, for sure, minutes from obviously Brunson. Randall played 38, 39 the last 3. He's going to play plenty. RJ played 35. He only played 25 in the Miami game, but he's played close to 40 the rest. He's going to play all the minutes. So that's 3 guys with all the minutes. And then you got Grimes, who I don't see any way he's not playing 40 tonight. Came back 42 last game. He's going to play. And then that 5th spot, is it going to be Robinson, or will they go small and play Hart more? Last game, we stuck on him, and at least I did, and I think JSU liked him, where he just didn't play, though. He played 22 minutes. He fouled out. The foul trouble wasn't the full thing, though. He just wasn't into the game. It was maybe because he was off the bench. So who knows what they do. I still think they need to change something. I agree with JSU that I wish they'd just go small and play just those 5 and not play Mitch Rob as much and don't play Hartenstein at all. But knowing Tibbs, he just doesn't really do that. So, I mean, is Quickly for sure out? Do we know if he's for sure out?
No, I don't have it yet. I'll keep looking, though.
I don't think it changes all that much as far as fantasy wise, just because
I think it could take a few minutes from Grimes if they play quickly, but
maybe Barrett, I don't know. The point being, these guys are going to play a lot. I mean, Hartenstein is 4K on FanDuel. He is how much on DK? 3,500. I just don't see a reason you really need to go there. Let me pull up Hartenstein. 15 minutes last game. I just don't see it. If you had a perfect team, then sure. But so for me, I like the Knicks guys though, especially Randall and Brunson at home. I think both of them have enough pride to grind out 1 W and play a ton of minutes. And I heard the whole story about Randall and Tibbs, like full-blown fight after the last game in the locker room. They're professionals though, so no one really heard about it all that much. But that makes me think Randall plays even better tonight, comes out firing. I love those two, and probably one. I mean, Grimes, if he starts for sure, I'm going to play at 44. RJ at home, I think you can play too. So I definitely like those Knicks guys. And then Miami going on the road, these prices, I mean, I'm not paying $5K for Strus. I'm done with Vincent. I was off him, then I was on him. He just hasn't shown me anything. Not paying for Lowry, not paying for Caleb. I always hate Bam. So really it's just Jimmy and those Knicks for me in the first game. I don't see myself using any of the, and that's kind of a rule that I just use. I don't like these role players as much on the road, especially at the Garden with the season on the line. These prices are not cheap. I mean, I guess you could make a case for Caleb Martin just because he's the only cheap one at 4,200. How many minutes has he been
He's
getting?
the one I went back and forth on because he plays like mid-20s minutes.
Mid-20. He did get both games at the Knicks. He got 38 and 31 minutes.
But he got like injured after that, right? And then his minutes went down, right?
His price, though, yeah, I agree. I think we can at least consider him just because of the how many minutes has Caleb been getting? Mid-20s also. Yeah, I'll leave Caleb Martin in there just because 4,200. And there's a chance that we think the Knicks could go small. If they go small, that's even better, obviously, for Caleb Martin. Yeah, I mean, definitely none of those other guys, though. Strus, Vincent, Lowry, I'm off all those guys.
Tony, wouldn't you think the problem with Mitch Rob, Grimes, Hart, Randall, Brunson, there's not enough scoring, I think. So when they're like in scoring droughts, then Tibbs feels if they're behind, he needs RJ in there, right? And he's not taking the big out, so he has to take Hart or Grimes out. So it's got to kill Hart unless he changes it up by doing something like not having the center.
I think Hart and Mitch Rob, that's a weird rule to put in there. Well, unless Hart started, of course. So whoever started between Hart and Grimes, I would leave in. And whoever wouldn't, I would set it with a rule. Hartenstein, Mitch Rob, and whoever doesn't start between Grimes and Hart, I would do one max in your builds and like SaberSim and stuff.
So
I like that.
As far as the update, we got 4 hours ago. So Quickly still doubtful. Fournier is sick, so he's questionable.
Oh, Fournier.
Fournier's sick. What was Gary Payton? We're about to talk about Gary Payton. What happened to Gary Payton last time out?
Don't say anything about Gary Payton. He's been terrific.
He owned freaking JSU is what he did. He shoved it up JSU.
I played him. What do you mean he owned me? I played him.
You said those two cheapies, and they both went in there and jammed is all I know.
You lock his ass in is what you do.
You mean I said those two cheapies?
You made fun of me for my cheapies. I remember that show. You made fun of me for my cheapies. I said I'm playing Lonnie and Peyton, and you made fun of me.
I definitely didn't play Lonnie. But I don't think I made fun of you for playing Peyton.
Well, not once he was starting, but before they announced that, you made fun of me for him.
Well, if he wasn't starting, you weren't playing him. That's what I said.
Cheating, but I mean, I'm still Victory Lap because I was on it before. Well, AP's the one that got me on it. I'll give AP the credit.
Victory Lap, AP getting you on Gary Payton. Victory Lap it. It's fine.
It was a good call. I'll give him credit. I make fun of him when he has bad calls. It was a good call.
I agree.
It was a great call.
Actually, GP didn't end up in the winner. Was the funny part. So
he did not. I was
waiting, he did, but not the 2 games.
I was waiting to see if you were even going to say it.
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know how he didn't either because he got in the 20s. If you would have told me he got in the 20s, I would have definitely thought he'd be in the winner.
Who won that? Who won it? Who's not the person, but the player.
Well, it's like JSU, Tony. You remember the exact lineup that won it 3 nights ago or whatever?
You're supposed to, JSU.
Brunson was in it, I'll tell you
I
that.
can pull it up, Holden.
I mean, you're not the best DFS player in the world for nothing. You're supposed to remember every winner of every tournament. Please.
Not the best DFS player. I'm not even the best DFS player on the show. I mean, geez.
I'm sorry. I'm
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so good. I mean, I just don't broadcast it. All right.
Chat, you got to laugh a little bit at some stuff. You just got to give a little,
you got to
give a little chuckle sometimes.
Have a good time. Now Mangone's freaking out about a tornado. It's going to be fine, Mangone.
See what you did, Holden?
What? He's got him a tornado too. He moved 15 minutes east of me. It's coming toward you, buddy. You'll be fine.
You guys live 15 minutes from each other and you don't ever see each other?
I saw him once.
Once?
Yeah. And I'm taking him hiking this summer too, so that's good.
That'll be exciting.
It fucking is. It's gonna be. Just wait.
Mangone and Holden hiking. Who wouldn't sign up to watch that?
The team that won first, by the way, it was a SaberSim user. Shout out
to
him. Yeah, X.
Malachi, you pulled that up quick for Holden. I like that. See, that's why he's the best. Holden,
he is
like that. It was
the best.
It was Jalen
when you can get it up on call like that. That's a good sign.
Within a minute.
It was Jalen Brunson, Max Struss, Quentin Grimes, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Lonnie Walker, and Dennis Schroeder.
Just so you know, Kenneth, if we took DC hiking, I probably would not come back. So
while
you can wish that,
you think he could take you?
One of you will
with a weapon. With a weapon, yes, he could totally.
I think you're gritty. I think when it came down to it, and your life was on the line, you would do some cheat. You might hit him with a rock or something.
Yeah, but listen. So who has the hammer and who has the pepper spray?
You would definitely have the hammer.
All right, I get the hammer. I got a shot at killing him, so maybe I win. But if he has the hammer, I'm in trouble, dude. Because the wind swirls out there. It can spray yourself.
The rock.
You have to throw rocks at him. Okay.
No, get the big one on the head.
Didn't Holden once ghost? I don't even want to go down that road again. Uncle P.
That's true. He did.
All I know is I'd whoop Holden's ass if we had to fight. I'd take Holden right out.
Well,
wow. He said he'd whoop you, Holden.
Yeah. Again, if I had a shank, he'd be dead. Mangone and Holden work on a sports show. Don't watch sporting events live or at a bar. I
still think it's funny that Mangone was so proud he didn't watch game 1 of the Nuggets series.
What?
He was so freaking, or Lakers, one of the two series. He was so proud on the show too.
Why would you be
proud of that?
He's like, I just don't like watching game 1s of series. He had this whole tangent.
Come on, Mangone.
He said, I gotta go. I had some things going on with my friends, and he went all down it.
I thought Colin Cowherd had the worst take of the day. Mangone wins. Worst take I've heard all day.
I'll admit it. He was proud.
Game 1s? This is your favorite sport? You don't like watching game 1?
You know what's funny, though, about Tony arguing this, though, is he makes fun of me for watching first quarters of every game.
Of the Indiana-Detroit game in February.
No, that's
I make fun of him for watching quarter 1.
Yeah. You deserve
that.
When
we're on vacation, too, in a casino. Yes, I do make fun of that.
Hold on a second. When you guys were out here in Black Hawk, you watched
story? It was freaking embarrassing. That's the most mad I've ever been at him, too. I gave them one rule. I said, I'll get us the rooms at the hotel. We'll gamble. We'll eat some steak. We'll have a great time. My only rule is you and Mangone aren't allowed to sit there and late swap and watch the games and root in every point. So what do you think happens, Holden? 15 minutes into the slate, I'm down playing craps. I can't find them anywhere.
That's not
true. I go up to the sports book. Him and Mangone are touching each other's sausage, watching the Pacers Pistons. First quarter. I was
okay.
So
okay. The Pacers Pistons part is definitely true. We're definitely partaking in some Pacers Pistons. What is not true though is Tony was out. He was out for like 2 hours. He just left us. He's like, I'm gonna go figure out what we're gonna do for food. Blah blah blah. Do whatever.
Taking care of my stuff.
That's important, JSU.
Okay, whatever. So he left us for like 2 hours. I mean, I don't know about you, Holden, but if I had to go figure out where we were gonna go eat, it wouldn't take me 2 hours.
How was the food?
So
How was the food?
Holden, ask him if we got it for free.
Did you get it for free?
We did get it for free.
And how was it?
It was very good.
All right, so stop bitching. It fucking takes 2 hours. Don't mess with the maestro, JSU.
Well, both places we went were very good. I will say day 1 restaurant was definitely better than day 2, but
that one wasn't free though. Really we paid for the day 1 one.
Oh wait, day 1 wasn't free?
Yeah, we paid that day.
Oh,
When
then
we were
day
at the
two's meal was way better. Day one's was shit. Screw that place. What's the name of it, Tony? Screw that place. We didn't get a free meal there.
We paid like $700 that night for dinner.
Well, JSU didn't. I know that. So
Paid $700 for dinner for how many?
Oh, we went all out that first night.
All right. Well,
I mean, the big boss has got bottles of wine. JSU just got like one little drink.
Yeah,
No,
Boss
he
has
drank
got, like,
good
bottles
too.
of wine.
JSU drank good. I called him out for his weakness where he was rooting on Pacers Pistons, but he drank good.
I do love a good sports book, though. I will
like
say
one
that.
of the
Sports book's good. Holden, I'm all for it. Like if we
Sportsbooks
were
are
up
good.
there tonight watching these playoff games, I wouldn't make fun of him for watching
No.
NBA. Like
No.
that'd be
Come
acceptable.
on. You guys don't like the ultimate DFS nights. And when I say the ultimate DFS nights, it's the night when like all of two teams get ruled out and you're playing like the
Yeah, when
shitty
we're at
players
home,
from
we
both
like
teams.
that.
Well, that's what we got at the sports book. So while you were going to figure out dinner for 2 hours, me and Mangone got a drink and we were watching the damn game. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Look
I don't
at
understand
Phallic.
what's wrong with that.
Look at Phallic taking shots. Phallic. I mean, maybe he won a tournament some point in time and did that.
I mean, Bill Castle, it doesn't take me 2
No,
hours.
no.
I'd have been up and back down in like 5 minutes. What do
Hey,
you
you
mean?
know what? Yeah, I wouldn't even be. Why is that a diss?
2 hours? What am
who
I going to
doesn't
do
do
with the
that?
other hour and 45?
Well, maybe you watched the whole movie.
Did I take a nap after?
A whole
watch-
movie? What are you holding?
Maybe he watched the whole movie, and it took him 2 hours. Who knows?
Has anyone ever got to the end of a movie?
I don't think so. Why would you want to? Seriously.
Holden, I could see you being like, I want to see how the story ends.
This
Like
story
that.
part is just amazing. The plumber here, and he's gone to the third house now. I wonder what happens.
The third house.
All right, let's get into Lakers Warriors tonight. JSU, I think you said you like the first game more, but you can share with us what you like from the second game. What do you like here?
Yeah, the second game, we're definitely going to have, I think we might have some agreements or disagreements between me and Tony. I do think that Golden State, I bet the Lakers, just to be clear, I bet the Lakers before the series. Me and Tony both like the Lakers. I think we were on the show with Wilson. We all like the Lakers. So I do have money on the Lakers. I am really rooting for the Lakers to win the game. I think they win the series for sure. This game, though, I feel like this game, the Warriors are going to win this game, and we're going to get one more here in this series where the Lakers will finish them off. To me, it just feels like going back to Golden State, you get the Lakers when AD just played, 43 minutes? And the last time he played in the 40s and minutes in this series, he comes in that he friggin' crushed. That was the first game, I think. He comes in the next game and lays an egg. It was his worst game of the whole series, played 33 minutes. After that, I think you see an AD letdown game. I think you see a Steph Curry blow-up game or Klay Thompson. So that's going to be one rule for my teams, I think, because I'm going to play one of Steph or Klay. I do like playing Klay, too, especially when he's at home. That's really big for me, like a shooter like Klay. I like playing him a little more when he's in Golden State. So I'm going to definitely be rolling one of them out there. And then from the Lakers, I'm fading the two studs from the Lakers because I like the studs in the first game, like Brunson and Randall and Jimmy and those guys. So I got to fade some studs. So it's got to be the Lakers here with the way I'm thinking this game goes. I think Golden State ends up winning the game. That's what's pushing me there. The mid-tier guys, though, for me, I'm probably not going to play Wiggins and Dre together, but I could play one of them. I think that's a decent way to go. But Draymond's probably my preferred if I had to pick one. Austin Reeves finally had a good game. Tony finally broke out. He was having a horrible series. Finally had a nice one. He's 5,700. I think him or D'Lo is a decent one. D'Lo's been better for the series, but worse last game. So, and he's a little more expensive, but I could probably, that's another rule, like two of those guards, and you can add Schroeder into it, like playing two of Schroeder, D'Lo, and Austin Reeves. And you could even add Lonnie Walker into it. As good as he played, you could say 2 of those 4 and make that a rule in like your Saberson builds.
We're
or
not
something
playing
like that.
Lonnie Walker tonight.
You're not playing Lonnie tonight? Okay. If they get beaten down, you don't think he plays?
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
Well, but that's what I said that Golden State can win. So I'm not saying they win by 30, but if they did win by a lot,
I think he's going to need some. I mean, that 4K price tag is a different price tag than the
well, I definitely like Schroeder more, but I'm just saying, if you're playing like 20 or 150, I wouldn't leave him out, especially if you're planning on the script be Golden State wins. But yeah, I like this game. I want to see what Golden State does with the starters. If Gary Payton's in the starting lineup, then he's playable. If he's not, then I'm not playing him. I still think you can play Dante at 3,400. Moses Moody's been solid in this series. Like, you can pull one of those guys out to get some value, because we're going to need some value. The one dude I just can't pull myself to play is Jordan Poole.
Quickly's officially out.
Okay. The one dude I can't pull myself to play is Jordan Poole. And he's 4,500. He's the cheapest he's probably been all year. I just can't do it. He's been horrible. I don't even know did Draymond just knock his game out of him when he punched him in the face? And like, just the game just left from there? Or does he just not want to be there?
He needs to go.
That's what it looks like to me.
He needs to
Tony,
go.
Does it not feel like to you that there's like a huge rift and the team's trying to hold it?
I'm the wrong person to ask, because I'm just not a pool guy at all. So
no, but even Draymond in his little podcast, he mentioned everybody having a good game except for Poole. Even though they lost, he mentioned everybody.
They hate each other,
but Poole. Like, there's got to be an issue.
JSU, didn't you see that? It was earlier in the series, and everybody was high-fiving, and Poole just walked right past Draymond.
Did you see that Ayton thing too yesterday? Not to totally change the subject, because it's the same thing like with Ayton. So they had I seen this whole breakdown on Twitter, like behind the scenes with like cameras looking down and stuff, where he like took a trip off, and then they were in the huddle, and KD and Booker were both getting on him. And then he just walks out of the huddle as they're like getting on him, telling him to get the ball. Clear dysfunction, which we already knew, but they proved it that there was clear dysfunction between them.
There was dysfunction though before KD even got there.
Yeah, Ayton doesn't want to be there for sure.
He doesn't want to be
and
there.
Ayton
there's been dysfunction for a while.
Yeah.
But
it was cool to actually see it though. Like, you could see the disgust in KD's face.
No, they'll be on vacation soon enough. Tony, you want to give us your breakdown of game number 2?
Yeah, I just think this is a spot where, again, and this is not meant to make fun of JS. Sometimes I make fun of them. This is not meant to make fun of them.
Jam LeBron and AD in there, buddy.
No, I'm not even fantasy-wise, because I do somewhat agree with JSU on the fantasy. As far as the game, though, this is just a classic spot where everyone says Golden State comes in and smacks them. Like, it's been a pretty good series. Everyone is going to like Golden State tonight for sure. Like, it's just home. They've been better at home. They've sucked on the road. Game 7. The league will want Game 7 on what? Friday night. I'm assuming Friday night would be Game 7, right? No, not Game 7 would be Sunday. Friday, Sunday. They would want this series to go longer. So I don't know. Obviously, Golden State's the clear spot, but the issue I have is just I think they might just be better. And I think you get a good price. So that's where betting's a little different for me than fantasy. So I'll talk betting first. Like, I just think that's a good price on the Lakers. Everyone's going to like Golden State. I can get 7.5 points, and on the money line, I can get plus 260 at DraftKings. Like, that just feels like a good bet. I'll pull up this unabated, which I think we're going to get some unabated stuff over at Run Pure here soon, up the odds ticker. But you can catch a plus 275. I'm not even sure what book that is, but some book I can get plus 275. I don't know. I just like that price. Golden State probably wins. I mean, they're back home. They're a great home team. I just like the price. And when I like the price, I just take a chance on it. I fire a unit on the Lakers and take my chances. So that's where I'm at. But fantasy, Steph Curry just had the best game of his playoffs. I guess that Game 7 was good. But, I mean, the dude went for 75. He went for more than that Sacramento game. He had more fantasy points last game than the Sacramento Game 7 game.
Yeah, but it wasn't it was like not a classic Steph game. He had 14 assists and 10 rebounds. It wasn't like a 50. I mean, it wasn't a 50 banger.
Freaking fantasy. That has to be like the craziest stat line he's ever had. He was 3 for 14 from 3, and he had 70. So if he makes threes, he scores 100 last game. I mean, absurd. And they lost, which is even crazier. So, and they did find something last game where I know they just kept talking about it on the broadcast, but whoever AD was on, they would just go set the screen, get him away from the hoop, and the Lakers really had no answer for that. So what will they do to combat that? I think they'll have a plan for that tonight, which is another reason that I think the Lakers will have a chance, because that's why Golden State looked so good last game. But just strictly fantasy-wise, I mean, you look at these prices for the Lakers, Austin Reeves looks hurt to me. He looked, even last game, the shots went in the second half, but he didn't look physically that imposing to me like he did last game. So I'm not going to play him. Not going to play D'Lo at 6,200. But Schroeder, I can play Schroeder at 4,100. He's looked pretty good this series. Vanderbilt at 39. Rui at 36. You can take some stabs on these guys in the cheaper. It's a 2-game slate, and we like the studs. We like Jimmy. We like Curry. We like AD, LeBron. I mean, these studs. I can take some chances with these cheapies. And then the Golden State side, obviously Steph. I mean, Steph, let me just look at my projection. Steph, number 1 stud of the night as far as numbers. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I got him higher than AD. I don't think I actually want him projected higher.
How is he the highest?
It's just my numbers I got in, so it's just natural numbers. But that will also say that his ownership is going to be higher than people think too, I think, just because of the projections. And it's just that spot, like JSU said. It's how everyone's going to look at it tonight. Curry, explosion game at home, or Clay, one of those two. I wouldn't really play both. Clay looks bad to me too. That's another issue I have. Clay and Wiggins look bad to me. Wiggins looks terrible right now. I don't know. I just kind of feel like we could see. I wouldn't be totally stunned if both these series end tonight. And I don't know. But the rest of Golden State, just looking at these prices, Wiggs 64, Clay. I can't pay 69 for Clay unless I fade Curry, which I don't see myself fading Curry at home.
That's unlike you, Tony. Though, you got the sweet tag of 69 and you can't pay the price tag.
If I fade Curry,
that's a tough scene for a big.
If you talk me into fading Curry, I can do it, because I do agree that one of them. What's going to be the adjustment is my question. What's the adjustment to the what they were doing with AD? And I don't know what they're going to do with that. But Moody, you can play Moody. I'm definitely not playing Looney unless somehow Looney started, which I don't think they go back to Looney as a starter. I could play him if he starts, but if he doesn't start, I'm not playing him. Jermichael, I'm not playing him. I mean, you can play Moody. So Jordan Poole, every single freaking game, this price gets cheaper. I haven't played him in 6 months, I don't think. I've never played him. But his price is cheap, and the ownership that I'm showing right now when I run my 150 is like 9% owned. If I can really get him at 9% at 4,500, I think it might be a decent just buy low spot for him, just because they need some offense. I hate his game. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is totally just a tournament type move. Everyone's been jamming him though for the last month. And tonight they're finally done with him. Like, they're talking trades. Colin Cowherd's out there talking about the Jalen. All the guys that are struggling are getting traded now and this stuff. But 4,500 is I don't know. I got my eye on him for the first time of the series. I hope they don't start him, because that would get people on him if he started. I don't think they will, but if they somehow started him, people are going to play him. I think they start GP again for sure. He looked good. I mean, he looked really good on that high screen and roll. He was the one rolling, and he got a bunch of easy buckets. I don't see why they wouldn't start GP tonight. So I'm assuming they start him, but whoever they start, I'll like. If they start Poole, I will definitely like him less. I won't like him if he starts. if he's off the bench, I might take some stabs in my 20 and my 150.
And Tony, just in the playoffs, his shooting has definitely been better at home, Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
So
at home definitely helps. And I could just see it. And even if it's a blowout, like JSU thinks, I think a blowout, they could try to just get him a little feel. Maybe he plays with the scrubs a little and just tries to get a feel going because they need him. If they're going to win 3 in a row, I mean, let's face it, what would Curry and Clay and these guys like more than to come back from 3-1 against LeBron? I mean, they would freaking love it. So I don't think they will, obviously, but they would love it. So, I mean, that's where I'm at.
I can't believe 9%, though. So even if he is actually 9% at 4,500.
His projection's just bad, so it makes sense.
But now you got to compare him with the guys around it. And I do think Grimes, if he starts, is a better play.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think
the flip side to that, there's a difference though. Like he's definitely a better play. I would play him too. Flip side is when Poole outscores him, that's where you have a chance to shift.
You flip it. Yeah, you flip it exactly.
And their projections. So I mean, just who's everyone in that range? Just because
if he's not going to be high owned, then I'll think about playing him too.
So like you said, in that range, you got K Love is projected higher, Looney's projected higher. Grimes is projected 3 higher at a lower price. Caleb Martin's projected higher. Schroeder's projected higher. He can't be owned unless he starts. And he's been so bad that people aren't going to be excited to click him. And I'm not excited to click him. And, let's face it, I'll probably play him and I'll be pissed when he sucks because I hate him. But as tournament players, there's always a time where you have to get back on the ship. And maybe this is the spot. If it was on the road, like JSU said, I definitely wouldn't like it. But at home, you just never know with this crowd. He could hit a couple shots and get hot. He still got looks. I mean, how many shots did he get last game? Wasn't a ton, but
he only played like 10 minutes. I think he took
only 4 shots too, but he was 0 for 4. And I mean, who knows? What if one of those shots falls? Things could be different. I remember he did get open looks. I remember that.
I mean, he'll get open looks because it's going to happen where all these other guys are getting looks. But I've been hearing this. I've seen this in our Discord too about Looney. People not understanding how he's not playing, even though it's
people don't look at the matchups.
But they say, they admit, I get the matchup's not great, but the production, they look at the production, Tony, and it's like, yes, he's a rebounding machine. But when you let AD just give you another person that doesn't create offense on the floor, it makes it so much easier for him defensively to play. And that's what they don't want. And that's why they were so effective last game. They figured out a way to get him out and to pull him out into that pick and roll and make him work. And it gave him trouble.
What do you think of this one? Johnny Myers, LeBron rest game. He's not going to give you his all.
Things that tilt me so hard.
Come on. It's the playoffs, man.
He's just not like LeBron. You don't think LeBron, you know how much rest this would mean for him? Like if they can close this out tonight and he can have,
thing is LeBron wants to win, so he gets more rest. Like he wants to get.
And you don't want it all riding on a game 6 in LA. Oh, sure, they could come back. He definitely does not want game 7 at Golden State. Like
no.
I mean, K. Reed, that's my point. Everyone likes Golden State tonight. That's my freaking point. Who doesn't like Golden State tonight? Show me that guy. Everyone likes him. It's a clear spot.
Even the guys that don't like them for the series like them. That's when you know. That's when you know.
Yeah, I mean it's a clear spot. Everyone that's watched the playoffs like we have for however many years, forever now, this is a clear Golden State spot. It is. My issue is I've gotten better over the years of actually looking at the spot, and I just think the Lakers might just be better than them. So it is what it is. I don't mind if you take Golden State.
You want to give a play of the day? We'll get a little freebie play of the day, and then we'll get – listen, I didn't bring this up, but it's time to do that now. Hit the like button. Let everybody know how great Tony is and, maybe JSU, the greatest – DFS player in history.
Let everyone know how great Tony is. I agree.
And how great of a DFS legend JSU is. He's going to go into the DFS Hall of Fame within the next 7 to 12 years. So we got that going on. And then, hey, if you guys want to win tonight, you might as well sign up right now. Just go ahead and do it. Who's code? Gary 15. Gary may or may not be back from Thailand. Gary may or may not be in an international prison. Who the hell knows? But use this code, Gary 15, and he'd really appreciate it when he comes back home. So do that. You'll get these guys' cores. You get Tony's whole player pool. Like everybody he's running through his optimizer, SaberSim, it's going to be there. JSU giving the cores. So all this stuff. Don't forget about Mangone. And we got a great team.
I agree with Butthole. I agree.
He says you're okay. That's a massive, that's a shot.
I agree. That's not a shot.
No, it's totally a shot.
To be next to
the best. It's a shot.
That's no.
It means you're not as good. It means that you're
next to the best, the boss, all those.
We got Uncle T back on the golf show tonight too.
Oh,
he's back.
Where's he been?
He was doing girls radio for a while, but he's back now on the golf. Back in the spotlight tonight.
Like what sport is girls playing right now? Volleyball?
No, that was a minute ago. That was hoops. Oh. Hoops is over.
Oh, okay.
He's back in the spotlight tonight, picking winners with Drew and JSU.
JSU will be hosting. They'll be picking the winners.
Well, listen, it was good talking with everybody. Hopefully your MLB bets.
What did Big T do about that? I'm still working on the birds. I sent it out, got some good responses. Whatever one actually works, I'm gonna.
I mean, you should have just called. Kelly could have told you how to get rid of that problem. She could have helped you.
Oh, the nest. Yeah.
It's not just the nest though. It's that there's shit everywhere from all the birds.
Yep.
And it's gross.
That's right, K. Reed. That's what I do. I picked a gal.
So what's Kelly's solution?
You got to talk to her. She's a whisperer though. She they come in my garage, Tony. She gets them out. She's that person who sit there with a stick and just sit there for
you put latex gloves on.
You
pick up the nest. You bring it to a tree.
I'm not worried about the nest. It comes back. I've not.
But that's the whole thing. Keep the nest intact, and then they're going to use the nest. They'll find the nest. Okay.
Don't find the nest.
Don't destroy the nest. And don't pepper spray the birds. Come on, Riley.
Oh, I forgot Holden's Ace Ventura pet detective.
I am an Ace Ventura pet detective.
To Holden's pet advice, please.
Use latex gloves.
What you think about the Derby? The best rating since the Super Bowl.
Fucking assholes. You fucking assholes and your dead horses. Fine. That's fine. If you believe in hell, you'll be burning in it. I don't happen to, so I don't even give a shit. But I feel bad for the horses. And I wish they'd just have convicts do it instead. Let's get all the convicts, run them out there, hop them up on drugs.
Convicts run.
Hop them up on drugs, just like what they do with the horses. Give them some meth.
Sacrifice the convicts before the horses?
Oh, 100%. Not even close. Especially the pedos. Oh my God. I'd give them so much meth they'd just fall over and just die at the end.
The chat's got me dying. The birds are there.
Let the birds watch.
I mean, if the birds were in that nest at night, I'll tell you what, they've gotten a good show. I'll tell you that. I put in work out there.
Only 6 dead horses this year.
Out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does look like Ace Ventura. Can't you see him, Gav Fitz, pushing the hair up all righty then?
All righty then.
Yeah, I can see you doing that.
Yeah, I love it. But yes, convicts before
the statue doesn't work, Spencer.
I don't think he's got the hip movement though, Tony.
Oh, I got the hip movement.
I don't think
got the hip movement.
He was pretty flexible, that guy, Ace Ventura.
I went to the Cairo yesterday. I'm feeling good. All right, it's enough of this bullshit. Everybody hit the like button on the way out. Join Run Pierce. Huh?
I'd like to point out that we went an hour and 15 minutes to NBA games for all the people that do 45 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah, no shit, other hosts. An hour and 15 minutes. 2 games. All right, that's it.